like that. And I do that with a lot of people. And yeah. So yeah, you know.
You're very conversationalist. You give some pretty your advice is it's
I mean, my main thing is to try to, like just uplift people and make people really like kind of see the things
speaking
that
of
I
uplifting,
see.
say that one more time.
I said, I just like to uplift people and help them see the things, the potential I see in them.
Oh, in them. Okay, I thank you for finishing that. Yeah, because I was about to we was about to have a conversation real quick about that.
About what?
If you hadn't finished that sentence, the things
Oh,
you see in them,
oh,
I thought you was gonna stop at the things that I see, which is problematic.
mm, nah,
Because you
nah.
have to
Why would it be problematic? I'm just trying
because
to.
you would have to see it from both sides. You can't just try to get people to see things your way. You have to get people to see. You have to help people arrive at their own conclusions, right? So that they don't feel like you are control. Nobody ever wants to be controlled, right? So no human person truly desires to be controlled, but we do want to be controlled because if we didn't have outside external controls, we would run amok. We've already seen how sometimes this works, right? So even though we might not psychologically, consciously rather, want to be controlled, the outside world forces us to maybe subconsciously desire the control because we can't control ourselves. So
Hmm.
what was we talking about? Because I was rebutting what you said. You were talking about something. Come on, help me out. Before I
We were
forget.
just talking about. We were just talking about
You were talking.
how I train Beyonce and how I've
No, that is not what we were talking about. That is so unfair. That
what
is he did to me. He pulled a
what
straight okey doke. You know I couldn't remember, and you go talking about something we was talking about 5-10 minutes ago. This is
I'm going back just to make sure you get it clear. Just make sure you know.
what was we just talking about? Oh, we was talking about control. That is straight up. Did y'all see that? That mastermind trickery there to the host. It's supposed to
I
be on my side.
I I, I don't know. I don't know.
Was having a conversation about. See, you know what?
We would
When I
talk.
when
We
I
would. So I'm
when
gonna.
I
I'm
back
going to
and
tell you.
watch
We would talk.
this.
I just explained how I trained Beyonce. Then we went into um, me just seeing things in people and bringing and pulling that out of them. That their potential.
Yes, and then okay, see? Oh, this is my mistake. I didn't let him finish. See, I can admit when I'm wrong. I didn't let him finish because that's where he was going. Okay, so I
Mm,
cut you off. So my
mm,
apologies.
mm,
So before I forget again, you said why is it problematic that you only see things from your what because it means that you expect somebody to conform to what you believe, not what you understand about them,
mm,
because people are dual. People aren't just, we're not a monolith. So just because you believe something doesn't mean I believe this same thing, or even like this. I don't believe like you believe, because our worlds are different. So to people in order for people to genuinely hear you and care about what you have to say,
mm.
you have to understand them. So I didn't let you finish. So that's not what you said. You said that you want people to see what you see in them. Well, now here's one thing I don't care if somebody was born and raised to believe something about themselves. Let's think Tarzan.
Mm,
Okay, we all know Tarzan. Oh yeah, we all know Tarzan. Tarzan looking like no one around him. No, 2 legs, arms, human body, looking like absent. He has eyes. All of his senses obviously work. So looking like no one around him, believed himself to be an ape. So am I telling this story? How am I telling? You got to go back.
You're telling this story because you said you will say this about what I was talking about what you were talking about
Seeing things.
when I said things that you see in things I see in them. I see.
Oh, okay. Oh, here we are. So Tarzan believed he was an ape. Okay,
Mhm.
so nobody from the outside could tell him different, even though people saw him. He saw himself and the similarities in the people that came to quote unquote rescue him, like they always rescue people.
Mhm.
Yeah, so even though he looked like that, he still believed himself to be an ape. Why? Because it was what he was born and bred to believe. So if somebody, and I have friends like this, I know people like this, no matter what you tell them, and sometimes you don't even really know genuinely that people, especially, and let's just put it out there, let's just say people who are socially good looking, like
Mhm.
everybody sees them, and they're just on this grander scheme of things, they're good looking people. They oftentimes have the greatest insecurities. Like they don't feel like other people tell them they are, right? So if somebody says, "Oh, you're beautiful," and you're like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," but you never believe it. You literally start to kind of pretend to be a certain part of yourself that you're not. You're not authentic, right? Because you don't believe the stories that people see about you. And if
Mhm.
you were born and raised to believe you were a certain kind of way, like if the people that you loved the most, your mother, father, sister, brothers, if those people had any part in your mental upbringing, like if every day, perfect example, they used to call me Bertha Butt. When I was little, okay, it sounds cute
Wow.
now in
Okay. Let me.
2023 with everybody trying to get one, but it's
Mhm.
not cute when you're 10, or when you're 9 or 10 years. It's not cute. It's not funny.
She said it's
It doesn't.
not cute when you're 10.
So I was a fighter. I was somebody who got suspended every year until I was in middle school for fighting because I didn't take no shit. I wasn't
Man.
raised to take shit. I don't back down from fights. I don't start them, but I don't back down from them. So nobody genuinely like bullied me. I really didn't get that, but that was my nickname, Bertha Butt.
Hmm.
I and when you're young with something like that, that's seemingly negative because it wasn't positive to have a great big behind back then. So not at that age. So you grow up with challenges and issues about your self image, right? You feel like you're different than everybody else. You feel like you're different than the little skinny white girl, the little skinny black chick, or I never felt like I belonged anywhere. Like, no, I didn't feel like I was part of this group or that group. I was always the person everybody knew,
Hmm.
but I didn't always know like genuinely everybody,
Right.
right? I wasn't like a socialite or anything, but I knew everybody. You know what?